Hello and welcome to another video dealing with long-term assets. In this case, we're looking at natural resources. So here we have Jackpot Mining Company that operates a copper mine in central Montana. The company paid $1 million in 2021 for the mining site and spent an additional $600,000 to prepare the mine for extraction of copper. After the copper is extracted, in approximately 4 years, the company is required to restore the land to its original condition, including repaving of roads and replacing a green belt. The company has provided the following 3 cash possibilities for the restoration cost. We'll take a look at this in a minute. To aid extraction, Jackpot purchased some additional equipment on July 1st, 2021 for $120,000. After the copper is removed from this mine, the equipment will be sold. The credit-adjusted risk-free rate is 10%. So let's take a look at the information given and see what amount we're going to capitalize. Let's start with some easy piece of information. The company paid $1 million in 2021 for the mining site. So we are definitely going to capitalize that $1 million. That purchase price of $1 million, we're going to capitalize that. We also spent another $600,000 to prepare the mine for extraction. Anything I paid to get the asset ready, that's going to get capitalized, $600,000. Those two are the easy pieces. Now I have an asset retirement obligation. That is at the end of its life, after 4 years, when I'm done extracting all the copper over here, I can't just walk away from the site. I need to restore it. So that's called the asset retirement obligation. Now I need to compute that number, what that number is going to be. So how do I do that? That's when I take this next piece of information. The company estimates that they may spend $300,000, $400,000, or $600,000. Obviously, they don't know which one it's going to be. There's a 25% chance it's going to cost them $300,000, 40% chance $400,000, and 35% chance it's going to be $600,000. So here's what I do. I write down those numbers, 300, 400, and 600. I write down the probability they've given me, and I multiply each of these dollar amounts with the probability. That's called the extension. That's all it is. I'm extending out those numbers, and that works out to $445,000. Now that's the number I have 4 years from now. I need to find the present value of that number. I know n equals 4. The interest rate given is 10%. So I look for the present value factor. N equals 4, I equals 10%. The interest rate is 10%. And when I look up that factor in the time value of money table, I come up with 0.68301. 445,000 multiplied by this factor, the number I come up with is 303,939. Once again, 445,000 multiplied by the present value factor. That number, this number that I have over here, let me put that in a different color. That's the number I bring up over here, 303,939. Now I know the final number I have for my asset, and the final number I have is 1,903,939. So when I make my purchase, my asset, the copper mine, is going to be debited 1,903,939. How much did I pay in cash? Well, the cash that I paid is 1,600,000. Those two numbers put together, oops, I meant to do this one over here. Let's go with a lighter shade here. That's what I have over here. The 1,600,000, 1.6 million. What's that remainder? The remainder is the asset retirement obligation. So again, I'm going to put this number in red so we know we got that number from. This was, we had to go through this calculation to arrive at this number. It's added to the cost of the asset, but I need to create a liability for 303,939. That obligation 4 years down the road, that's what I'll have to pay. We're kind of trying to guess what that number is going to be. Chances are it's going to be much higher than what any company plans for, but this is the information we have as of now. Now we have one more piece of one more expenditure that we've made, and we need to see how we're going to deal with that. On July 1st, I purchased some equipment for $120,000. So this equipment, extraction equipment, I will debit the $120,000, and this amount I'm going to credit cash, because they basically told us all transactions are cash transactions. So extraction equipment debit, cash credit. This is going to be depreciated over the life of the asset, not just the 4 years over here, because at the end of 4 years, we're going to remove it from here and we're going to sell it, or we could take it somewhere else. Okay, so it has to be depreciated over its life. The life could be more than 4 years. So that information has not been given to us. We don't need that at this point of time. So here again, we're looking at a long-term asset. The long-term asset is our natural resource. So the only tricky part over here is the asset retirement obligation, which is a very important part of the capitalization process.